Breathe. Can you feel the weight beneath you? The hum under your feet? Yeah, that's the earth remembering herself. The full moon in Taurus rises this week, and every heartbeat in your body begins to answer her. What you hold and what holds you are about to change. Hello, beautiful ones. I'm Cindi, astrologer, mystic, and your guide through the stars. Welcome to Forecasts That Shift Timelines. This is the space where astrology stops predicting and starts awakening. From November 2nd through the 8th, the sky moves from water to earth, from emotion to embodiment. The Taurus full moon, Venus entering Scorpio, right here, Uranus turning backwards, right here. She's about to go back into Taurus. That's why we're feeling everything. Turning backward into Taurus. These are all asking one thing. Do your values still match your vibration? So let's walk beneath the sky together, because every planet has a story to tell. Now, the full moon in Taurus at 13 degrees rises on November 5th, and the air itself grows heavy with meaning. We can already feel it. This isn't theory, it's the weight of bread in your hand, the warmth of another person's palm, the ache that reminds you your body is alive. Taurus rules what's real. So food, money, the earth, the steady pulse that says, I'm still here. So when the moon stands full in that sign, she illuminates every place where comfort has become control, and every place where stability still feels sacred. The earth asks, what do you own that truly feeds you? A few days later, we're going to have Venus crossing into Scorpio. That's November 7th. The underworld of honesty, where Taurus builds, Scorpio transforms. Venus here strips away the polite veneers and says, if it can't survive the truth, it isn't love. This is where we remember that devotion and transparency are the same vibration. So relationships, finances, and self-worth, these will all deepen. It's the moment the heart stops performing and starts pulsing. Now, on that same day, Uranus is going to retrograde back into Taurus at 29 degrees. Now, remember, a degree, this is a degree of completion and of reckoning. This planet of shocks and liberation first entered Taurus in 2018. And since then, it has been rewiring our collective relationship with the material world. Money, agriculture, resources, right here. It's going to move back here. And the very idea of security. Now it all returns for its final review. So every earthquake of the past 7 years, which were inflation, food systems breaking, currency shifting, new technologies reshaping value, was the voice of Uranus asking, what is freedom when the ground itself changes? And his backward motion, looking back here, means we revisit those lessons, not with panic, but with awareness. The message is simple. The future is born from our willingness to innovate how we care for the earth and one another. Now, then comes the spark of Mars at 0 degree Scorpio, opposing that 0 degree Uranus in Gemini on November 4th. Okay. Two fixed points, two elements that rarely dance, water and air. They're now colliding, Okay, they'll be in opposition. Mars and Scorpio, right here, acts from instinct, power, and privacy. Uranus and Gemini demands revelation and revolution. Expect the truth this week to leap out of silence, systems to glitch, tempers to flare, bodies to crave release. But if you listen beneath the noise, this is liberation disguised as disruption. The universe jolts the nervous system so the soul can breathe again. And throughout it all, Mars will be forming a trine to Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, and they're retrograde. Now, this softens the fire. This is sacred architecture. This is action guided by intuition. This is courage tempered by compassion. Mars provides the will. Saturn builds the form. And Neptune, she dissolves the illusion. Together, they remind you, freedom isn't running away. It's acting from clarity. When desire aligns with purpose and purpose aligns with faith, movements become medicine. And as this week closes, Mercury, he begins to slow in Sagittarius, preparing to turn retrograde on November 9th. So you'll feel it before you see it. The mind growing quiet, the truth rearranging its language. And next week, we'll walk straight into that space together. The story review, where old beliefs once guided you are gently tested against the person you've become. Before the messenger retraces his steps, the universe is whispering, make sure the words you speak still belong to the soul you've grown into. We'll explore that fully on next week's forecast, what it means to let your mind remember what your spirit already knows. So, beautiful ones, that's the sky's message. Now let's see how it's already unfolding in our human story. Now, let's bring this down to earth, because to me, astrology only matters when it meets the heartbeat of real life. In America, we're watching the old systems tremble. Millions who rely on food assistance, SNAP or EBT, or SNAP and EBT, woke up to silence in their accounts as the government shutdown froze their benefits. The official explanation says lack of funds, but the energy says Taurus cracking open. The structure that was meant to nourish has reached its expiration point. It's the collective version of a bank account that once felt endless, until you realize it was borrowed stability all along. Taurus energy teaches that true security is slow and sensory. It grows like roots, not policies. And when that illusion of safety collapses, the soul remembers what the system forgot, that the real currency is care. Look what's happening underneath the noise. Across cities and small towns, restaurants are serving meals for free. Grocery stores are setting aside fresh produce for anyone who needs it. Neighbors who barely spoke are now cooking extra plates, leaving food on porches for families they've never met. The headlines call it crisis, but I call it Venus and Scorpio. This is love after the mask, the instinct to protect one another, not out of pity, but out of memory. We remember the body of the earth is one body. When one stomach is empty, the collective hearts ache. Uranus and Taurus doesn't destroy for cruelty's sake. It doesn't. It liberates what was trapped beneath dependency. It shocks us awake so compassion can move faster than bureaucracy. And you can feel that same current moving through your own life, where the old safety nets are fraying emotionally, financially, relationally. New connections are already forming in the gaps. The universe abhors a vacuum. It fills it with human hands. Maybe you've noticed it too, a shift in what you want to hold on to, the clothes you don't wear, the projects that no longer resonate, the people who only meet you in your past version. They're all quietly asking to be released. That's not loss, beautiful ones. That's the soil making space for spring. The Taurus Scorpio polarity teaches that the moment you let go of possessions, you gain participation. Security isn't something we store, it's something we share. And the body knows this. The breath you exhale becomes someone else's oxygen. The generosity you give circulates back as peace in your own nervous system. That's the sacred economy of the earth. So, when you hear the words shortage this week, don't just think of money or food. Think of trust. Where have you rationed trust in your own life? Where have you believed that love or stability could run out? Taurus says, build what lasts. And Scorpio says, let what's false fall away. And together, they whisper the truth this week is trying to teach all of us that the ground may shake, but your roots are real. Now that you've felt the world shifting, let's turn that awareness inward, back into the body. This, my beautiful ones, is where knowing becomes movement, where the forecast becomes you. So let's bring this from thought into form. Now, you've heard the sky speak. Now let the earth answer through you. Feel where your body meets the ground, the chair, the floor, the soil. Whatever holds you right now, let it. Breathe in through your nose, slow and deep. Exhale through your mouth and let the sound travel all the way to your heart. The Taurus full moon teaches through sensation. The weight of your bones, the taste of something simple, the way your chest softens when you remember you're safe. Touch is prayer. Movement is memory. When emotion swells this week, don't fight it. Feel it. Wrap both hands around a mug of tea. Step outside and let wind touch your skin. Place your palm over your heart until you can feel your own rhythm syncing with the pulse beneath your feet. This is how the universe becomes cellular. When astrology stops being an idea and starts becoming breath. This is the work we do together inside the inner pathway, where we take these forecasts and live them through the body. It's where we go deeper into the chart, explore the herbs, the nervous system practices, and the guided transmissions that translate sky language into soul experience. So, if this week's message has stirred something in you, and if you're ready to walk the path instead of reading the map, step inside the inner pathway and journey with me. That's where knowing becomes becoming. And for those ready to walk further this week, here's where the journey continues inside the inner pathway. Our deep dive episode is going to talk about Uranus returning into Taurus, rewriting the story of safety. We're going to explore how this retrograde reshapes your foundations. Then we're going to do embodiment practice. That's the root into truth. The full moon Taurus body practice, right? I'm going to guide you and give you some herbs and stuff, okay? And then the guided transmission, the heart of the earth speaks, where it opens a sacred channel to feel the planet's voice inside your own. You'll feel them all waiting for you in the inner path members portal. And now, as we cross from the practical into the sacred, let's listen for what the earth herself is trying to say. Beautiful ones, the earth is not beneath you. She is within you. Every inhale pulls her memory into your lungs. Every heartbeat echoes her oceans. You are made of the same minerals that glimmer beneath mountain ranges, the same salt that moves through her tides, the same fire that sleeps inside her core. The full moon in Taurus does not just rise above, it rises through you. It lights the architecture of your body. The spine as a sacred mountain, the blood as molten river. It reveals what is ready to be lived, not merely longed for. This is not a dream anymore. This is embodiment as prayer. Venus in Scorpio now descends to gather what love forgot. The pieces of intimacy left behind in fear. She does not seduce, she sanctifies. She restores the sacred to intimacy with touch and truth and trust, reminding us that real connection begins where performance ends. Uranus and Taurus continues the great rewiring, stripping survival of its panic and returning to its partnership. Stewardship is the new safety. Do you understand that? Stewardship is the new safety. We are being upgraded from owners of Earth to co-conspirators with her. The body learns new circuitry, less clutching, more communion. Mars and Neptune hold the lamp steady between worlds. Will aligned with power. Courage softened by compassion. They teach that power without empathy is empty. And faith without form, that's only fog. Together they become the bridge between human and holy. So breathe deeply, beautiful ones. Feel the pulse under your skin. That rhythm is ancient and alive. You are the drum the universe plays to remember itself. You are the pulse beneath the soil, the voice of the earth dreaming awake. You are the prayer she whispers when she wants to become light again. And tonight, under that full moon, she remembers through you. So, beautiful ones, thank you for walking this journey with me. Remember, you were never meant to just watch the stars. You were meant to remember that they live within you. Every choice you make this week, every breath you take in awareness, ripples through the collective field. Keep tending your frequency. Keep choosing your intention. And let your presence be the prayer that steadies this new world. If this forecast spoke to you, subscribe, share, and help others to find the guidance that they're looking for. And if you're ready to keep walking this path with me, step into the inner pathway. That's our sacred space where the stars become embodiment and the remembrance becomes reality. But until next time, beautiful ones, keep your frequency clear, your choices intentional, and your heart in the flow.